Hey guys, it is Fearless here, and I am going to be reading my friend's story called Pet, and it's a Tiki Toby X-Reader. Her name is Sugar Skull Pasta, so I will be putting the link to the story in the description, and her profile link in the description, and I'll also put it in my Facebook and Twitter, and I will enjoy it, and I'll put it down. I'll put this YouTube in my clip. So let's get started. So she's messaging me. Uh, no. No, she's listening to her right. So let's get started. Chapter 1. Toby's point of view. I had asked Slender for a pet, not a human one, just an animal. Like Smile. Maybe just normal, though. Suddenly he teleported into my room with a tiny black cat in his arms. It looked hurt, but not afraid. "It's so cute," I chirped happily, and ran towards Slender and the cat. Slender pushed me slightly. "It has to get used to you first. Why don't you go play with it in your room? And be gentle." When I found it, the kitten was limping through the forest, and it wasn't in very good condition. "I've healed it. Obviously, I've healed it. But still, be careful," Slender said. "Of course," I yelled, and ran upstairs to my room. I placed the cat on my bed and examined it carefully. It was so adorable and beautiful. The cat stared at me with its two big eyes, as if it was examining me too. It just stared at me, and I started to blush. Why was I blushing? It's a cat. It meowed loudly and licked my nose. "Oh, you're so cute. Now let's find out if you're a girl or a guy." I reached my hands out towards it, but it hissed and hid from me. "I'm guessing you're a girl then," I chuckled, and it came back out. It looked like it was nodding. "Wait a minute, do you understand me?" I asked confused, and it nodded again, and it meowed sweetly. "Wow, that's so cool. So wait, you're a girl, right?" I asked it. It nodded again. She started walking around the room and carefully examining each other. When she got to the place where I stored my hatchets, she meowed loudly again, almost as if she was questioning me about them. But when I looked at her, she seemed a bit upset and scared. "Oh, don't worry, I'll never hurt you, and I won't let anyone else either," I said, and rushing over to her and picking her up. I started cuddling her, and it nuzzled into my shoulder as if it was hugging me. "I'm hungry. I'm gonna go get some waffles. Don't worry, I'll get you some cat food too." As I opened the door, expecting her to follow, which she did. I went downstairs and got a few sorry. I went downstairs. Oh my gosh, I suck. When I got downstairs, a few creepypastas were eating something, and Slender was sitting with them. They all looked in my direction, and then the cat, and then me again. Some of them just shook their heads, or made a comment like, "Don't kill it. Oh, poor creature." I huffed at them and pulled some waffles out of the fridge and warmed them up and put them on a plate. I tried turned to Slender and was about to point to my mouth. He interrupted me. "Cat's food is up there," he said, pointing to the cupboard. I opened it and picked a can before getting a bowl and putting it in front of her, and she meowed as if to thank me. But it didn't seem enthusiastic. I didn't blame her. How could cats eat this stuff? I stared at my plate of waffles. I had 12. Maybe I could spare one. Yeah, of course I can, I thought to myself. I picked up one of the waffles. "Hey, kitty kitty, do you want this?" I asked, and she looked at me unsure, but nodded. I smiled and gave her a waffle. When she had eaten about half the waffle, she meowed loudly and ran into the middle of the room. She started jumping around in circles. I couldn't help but burst out into laughter. It turned out I wasn't the only one laughing. Everyone seemed to laugh. Even Slender seemed to be smiling slightly. "You're so weird," I chuckled. She jumped around a few more times, and then stopped, as if something happened. She turned her head to look at her tail and stared at it before dropping her gaze to the floor and shrugged out of the room. "Hey!" I yelled after her. I quickly finished my waffles and started looking for her. I searched the whole house but didn't find her. I smiled. Then I found her. I smiled, curled up. Oh wait, I found her. Found Smile curled up, almost asleep. Seemed like he was protective of something. I walked further towards him and saw my cat curled up in his paw. She was asleep. I smiled to myself. She looked so cute. Smile nuzzled her face slightly, and she woke up. She got up and yawned. She sleepily walked up to me and stared at me. "Oh, I get it. You want to go back upstairs," I said, and it nodded. Also, my friend left a message here. She says, "Thank you so much. If you actually read this, by the way, you're supposed to turn into your human form when you eat human food. That's why you got so excited." Also, there's this quote thing at the bottom. "Sometimes you can't keep a promise, no matter how hard you try. Thank you so much for reading." And then sugar. So yeah. Her dad really liked that story. I can't believe I actually read this under 8 minutes. Wait, no, over 8 minutes. I'm very happy. I wish that you guys could go check out her channel and stuff. Not her channel. Sorry, I get used to saying channel a lot. To go check out her private profile. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but yeah. Okay, thank you for watching. Fearless out!